love you more than I did the day before.
Looks like some tough times ahead. Outlander Season 7 Part 2 confirms that Claire and Jamie will be separated after their visit to Scotland. Bummer, right? But don't worry, we're here to fill you in on everything we know so far. Plus, thanks to some interviews with Entertainment Weekly and new updates from Caitriona Balfe and Sam Heughan, we've got fresh details to dive into. Let's break it all down. So, according to Outlander stars Caitriona Balfe and Sam Heughan, things are going to get pretty rough in Season 7 Part 2. Claire and Jamie will be separated after their trip to Scotland, which, let's face it, is always a recipe for drama in this show. At the end of Part 1, we saw the pair heading back to Jamie's homeland with Ian as the American Revolutionary War was shaking things up. But the next part will follow Diana Gabaldon's An Echo in the Bone, and let's just say it's not going to be all smooth sailing for these two. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Balfe and Heughan said that Claire gets called back to the colonies after they return to Scotland. There's an urgent request for her skills as a surgeon, which leads to some big emotional moments. Claire will also believe something tragic has happened, setting us up for a real gut punch of a storyline. Buckle up if you haven't read the books yet, because it's about to be one intense ride. Here's what they had to say. Caitriona Balfe hinted at some heartbreak coming up, saying that when Jamie and Claire return to Scotland, things won't be as they left them. Life has moved on, and there may be some exits that hit hard. Claire's departure back to the colonies is going to happen fast, and as usual, when Jamie and Claire are apart, things don't tend to go so well. Classic Frasers, right? Sam Heughan added that Claire is going to believe something terrible has occurred, which leads to a lot of devastation. The Fraser family is in for a tough time, but he reassured fans of the books that there's a lot to look forward to, while reminding those who haven't read the source material to brace themselves for a wild, emotional roller coaster. Balfe also teased that Claire will be caught in some political intrigue this time around. With loyalties and allegiances being tested, she might even do a little bit of spying on the side. So yeah, things are about to get messy. That said, messy doesn't quite cover it when you're talking about Claire and Jamie's separation in Season 7 Part 2. The truth is, their separation is going to have a huge impact on the story as we head into the final episodes before Season 8, which will close out the series based on Diana Gabaldon's last book. This separation isn't just a minor hiccup, it's central to the plot. After their arrival in Lallybrook, Jamie gets to reunite with his sister Jenny and his old friend Ian, so you'd think things are looking up. But with Claire's duty pulling her back overseas, it seems like the couple will be apart for most of these upcoming episodes. And let's be real, when Claire and Jamie are apart, chaos tends to follow. We don't know exactly what Claire believes happens that's so devastating, but it's clearly enough to make her pull away even more. Whatever event she thinks has gone down could make her less likely to keep in touch with Jamie and the family back in Scotland, dragging out this separation even longer. Now, while the full details of what's coming haven't been revealed yet, it's safe to say that this distance between them will be one of the key drivers of the drama in Season 7 Part 2. The emotional toll it takes on both Claire and Jamie will likely set the stage for how things will wrap up in the final season. Even though Claire and Jamie haven't been apart for long stretches before, Season 7 Part 2 separating them is shaping up to be an interesting twist for their characters. Sure, it's going to be tough for both of them to navigate their stories without each other, but the silver lining here? Their bond will likely grow even stronger when they finally reunite. We've seen this dynamic before. Absence really does make the heart grow fonder in their case. And with all the twists and turns this series loves to throw at us, the next batch of episodes sounds like it's setting up something truly exciting for the final season. On the flip side, this separation also paves the way for an emotional reunion that's bound to hit fans hard. As Season 7 Part 2 continues to adapt An Echo in the Bone, we're diving into some fresh drama that's laying the groundwork for the big final send-off in Season 8. There are only 8 episodes left before we get to that final chapter, so who knows what kind of cliffhangers or shocking moments we'll be left with by the end of Season 7B. But one thing's clear, Jamie and Claire have been through some serious challenges over the seasons, and this isn't their first time being separated. Remember when Claire left the 1700s entirely? Yeah, that was huge, and yet she still found her way back to Jamie. Their relationship is basically unbreakable at this point, so it's hard to imagine this short separation causing any lasting damage. In fact, it'll probably just set the stage for one epic reunion. Balfe has already teased that their time apart will be an emotional roller coaster, reminding us that no one in Outlander is really safe. But in the end, this journey apart might just bring Jamie and Claire closer than ever, setting up a powerful conclusion to their story before the series bows out for good. In Season 7, Part 2, Claire's reason for leaving Jamie seems to be tied to her medical expertise, much like in the books. Although the show hasn't confirmed all the details yet, it's clear that her role as a surgeon is central to her departure. Caitriona Balfe hinted that Claire receives a request to help someone in the colonies, but didn't give away much about the specifics. However, in Diana Gabaldon's novel An Echo in the Bone, the reason Claire leaves is quite heartbreaking. In the book, Claire gets a letter from Marsali Fraser, who desperately needs her help. Marsali's son, Henri Christian, is gravely ill, and she believes Claire is the only one who can save him. Since Marsali is the daughter of Laguerre Mackenzie, Claire's old rival, this request adds an interesting layer of tension. Claire agrees to help, but not without asking Laguerre to follow some conditions before she heads back to the colonies to try and save Marsali's son. While the show may switch things up from the book, it's hard to imagine Claire leaving Jamie for anything other than a medical emergency like this. Her profession is a huge part of who she is, and when someone's life is at stake, especially a child's, Claire's not the type to stand by idly. Whether Outlander sticks to the book's plot or not, it seems like Claire's departure is going to have some serious emotional weight. Jamie and Claire's reunion is definitely going to make Outlander Season 8 feel like a well-earned, satisfying conclusion. Sure, the thought of them spending a chunk of Season 7 Part 2 apart might be tough for fans who love seeing the couple together, but it's all about building that sweet anticipation. The show's making a smart move here by adding a little extra drama before the final season kicks in. The longer they're apart, the more rewarding it'll be when they finally come back together, setting the stage for an epic reunion just before the series wraps up. One of the best things about Jamie and Claire's relationship is that they're both incredibly strong, complex characters on their own. While their love story is a major highlight, Outlander is also a big historical saga, and both Jamie and Claire get to shine individually. By giving them separate arcs in the lead-up to Season 8, the show allows them to develop further as individuals before they come together again for what's sure to be a powerful final chapter in their journey. Well, that's a wrap for today's video, but don't worry, we've got plenty more juicy updates coming your way on your favorite shows and movies. So, keep your eyes peeled and stay tuned. Thanks a ton for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.